Yo, yo, morning, fellas. What's going on? Happy Wednesday morning to you. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully the morning's off to a good start. Time to settle on in, enjoy some sports, and enjoy some sports talk as well. We get to ring the cash register on today's show. We'll make sure we, of course, recap yesterday's action and then dive on into today's slate where we, of course, have another day in the Champions League. And I've already done my NBA homework as well. So I got a couple of maybe lines to go ahead and share with you there. And, of course, their NBA first quarter action. So throwing up that recap from yesterday, we're going to go ahead and ring that cash register because that's right. We went whoa, what's going on over here? There we go. We went, 2 and 3, but we hit the big 2-unit plays. That is good. So it's profit at plus 0.79 units. Absolutely love to see that right there. Yeah, as I mentioned right there, and as you see it on the tweet, it was big 2-unit plays that went ahead and came through for us right there. Feyenoord Atletico over 2.5 goals. Atletico does it on their own right, getting 3 goals. Feyenoord does chip in with a goal. It was awfully late though, right? Remember 2-0 late in that game? I thought that game was going to maybe settle 2-0, but thankfully Feyenoord was able to find the back of the net, make it 2-1. Atletico responses and gets back their comfortable lead in which they had majority of that match. So good 2-unit cash right there. And then Shakhtar money line. That's what kicked off our day. A good plus money cash on the Shakhtar on the money line. Watch that game with you guys on TikTok live. It was extremely uncomfortable in that second half. You really got to give credit to Antwerp. They were the much better side in the second half, and it wasn't similar tactics to what Shakhtar did when they were up 1-0 against Barcelona, where they sat back and defended for 45 minutes. That wasn't the case. Shakhtar was basically deploying the same tactics, maybe up until like the last 5 or 10 minutes or so, but generally it was the same tactics-wise, second half as first half. Antwerp were just that much better in the second half. Very nervous watch there, but we get home and we get to the cash counter on the 2-unit play. We were tripped up with PSG on the money line. That was another game we watched on TikTok live together. I thought PSG should have won that game, and I actually sent out the tweet about the XG numbers. You had PSG's XG was 4.75 versus 1.57 for Newcastle. Newcastle gets their goal on a goalkeeper mistake. He should have palmed it and deflected it out wide. Instead, he spills it basically in the middle of the box, and that's an absolutely disaster. And when the cameras cut to him as Newcastle's celebrating and we're waiting to get the game resumed there by the kickoff, every time they looked at the keeper, he had that look on his face where he knew he messed up. He knew he was the reason that he gifted Newcastle a goal. So that happens. That was a little bit unfortunate. PSG's definitely fortunate in their own right, though, to get 1 point and get the 1-1 draw in that game. UEFA's come out again. Like, how many times have we had it in the Premier League? It's happened a little bit in the Champions League, but more in the Premier League just because the frequency and how often we're watching the Premier League. You can't come out that soon after a match and admit mistake. And the mistake in that game was UEFA saying that if the ball, even though the ball hits your hand, if it comes off your body first and then ricochets off your hand, that's not a handball unless the hand is hit first. But if it hits your body first and then comes on with the hand, it's not a handball. And it's just like these referees, like we don't know the rules and we can't apply the rules right. It's really frustrating. But either way, I did think PSG deserved the 3 points. That's soccer. Sometimes it doesn't go that way. Young Boys, Red Star, both teams a score. That did not come through for us. Obviously, if that hits, we cover the over 2.5. Young Boys wins the match 2-0. Didn't watch that match, but it looks like from catching highlights this last night, looks like Red Star had enough good opportunities to convert one. That one just didn't quite happen. And Milan Dortmund under 2.5, a 3-1 win by Dortmund. Had to overcome some early penalties. One gets saved. I mean, 2 penalties in the first 10 minutes. You're thinking, shit, this under's got no chance if that's the way this game's going to go. And yeah, 1-1 at half with the late goal. You kind of felt you were doomed when that late goal came in the first half. But it's all right. We're bringing the cash register at plus 0.79 units and clawing back on the week. Let's go to the comment section. We'll go see how everybody's doing this morning. And then again, we've got some more action to talk today in the Champions League. And then I've got my NBA notes here. Couple leans. I don't know if I'm going to take a chance at them, but we'll see if you guys do. Morning, Corey. We're trying to make some profit today. See if we can't build on yesterday's profit. Morning to you, my man. Tony, great call on Shakhtar yesterday. As soon as you had, 7.85 units. I told people on yesterday's show I couldn't quite remember the number, but by the time I got on TikTok, I remembered the number. Yeah, it was 7.85 units. Good hit, Tony. Good hit, my man. Good hit. That was a good one. What's up, Brian? Kyle? What's going on? Morning, Ross. Top of the morning to you, my man. Rules only get applied when certain teams play. Chiefs get all the calls. All the calls. That's accurately said there, Corey. All right, let's go ahead. Before we throw up the bets for today, there's a little bit of information needed to go, and if you're not following me on Twitter, this will be new information. This is the pitch that Galatasaray and United are going to play on. If you don't know, if you're not deep into knowing soccer, the youth teams for these clubs, they kind of mirror the Champions League draw. So when United goes to Turkey today to play in Istanbul, the two youth clubs will go at it in the youth Champions League. This is the pitch they played on earlier this morning. Now, obviously, there's going to be several hours of gap between the big boys play on it this evening, but they're projecting even more rainfall throughout the night. Obviously, that pitch right there, you want to be on under 2.5. Unfortunately, I already gave out a 2-unit play where I'm on both teams to score. I'm on over 2.5. That field does not warrant an over 2.5. So if you haven't tailed the bets, I probably wouldn't tail this 2-unit play. Probably wouldn't be tailing that 2-unit play. It's really unfortunate. I've got my score predictions up yesterday, which yesterday we got a couple of hits on those score predictions. So that was nice to see if any of these can't land. I do see a 2-2 game in Istanbul today. The homer in me sees United winning 2-1, but if you're being more realistic, I think it's a draw. Maybe Galatasaray at home even nicks the 3 points. But United's been tough, right? They're the hottest team in the Premier League. They just need to get a little bit of that Premier League form into their cup competitions, whether that's now they're out of the EFL Cup, but more Champions League. If they just get that form in the Champions League, they'll be okay. That's why I think United winning 2-1 is not crazy. Obviously, the weather was changing a lot of this, and now I no longer like the 2-2 score prediction. So give a little caution. Give a little caution if you want to just ditch the Galatasaray double chance with the Bayern money line. You can do Bayern money line. You can do Arsenal money line. That's a fair parlay as well. So just be cautious. Sucks that we've got that play in based on those weather conditions, but that's what happens sometimes. So Braga on the money line. They're taking on Union Berlin. Union Berlin, after winning their first 2 games of the season, have not won in 15 straight games. 15 straight games. There's a reason why they are in the relegation zone, and I mean in the zone. They're not above the zone. They are in the drop. The season ended today. A Champions League team in Union Berlin would be down in Bundesliga too. Yeah, obviously if you look up all the stats, they're struggling, right? You don't not win 15 games in a row, and obviously the stats are way against you. XG conceded, all of it, obviously home and away form. It's all abysmal. And look what Braga's been doing, and look what Braga's been doing at home, scoring goals. So this is definitely one that they should win. And then you add in the factor that they were able to go to Berlin in the previous match day and pick up a win 3-2 against Union Berlin. If you win on the road, you should certainly be able to take care of business at home. And then again, you want to start incorporating in all the stats, all the advanced stats, and then, form as well. Braga on the money line, plus 115. Love that one right there. Inter on the draw, no bet. It just comes down to certainly whatever Benfica can do, I can match, and if not, do it better. I mean, Inter's already gotten this win, 1-0 earlier on in this match day competition. They hooked up 2 times last season in the Champions League knockout round. Inter won one of those and draw one of those. So they obviously have gone 3 straight games without losing this bet. Maybe you got a push and got your money back, but you haven't lost this bet. If you also want to take a chance on Inter to score first, they've scored first in 11 of their last 12 matches. 11 of their last 12 matches, Inter has found the back of the net first, and you can get that bet at plus money. I'm just taking Inter just to be better than Benfica over the course of 90 minutes, and at worst, they're going to match them. As you can see, my score prediction, 2-0. Really tough, tricky over-under to figure out. If you think Benfica can contribute, they've been absolutely abysmal this entire Champions League campaign. So a tough over-under to figure out. I like Inter to pull it out with a clean sheet. 1-0, 2-0 is how I see that one. Arsenal on the money line, you can see I've got them winning that game via the clean sheet as well. 3-0 over Lens. We kind of talked about them on yesterday's episode of Between the Posts. They've got the best defensive record of the Premier League. They only allow 0.86 XG conceded at home. It is the best defense in the Premier League. I know they lost this reverse fixture to Lens, obviously, when it took place in France, but this is at the Emirates. This is going to be a different story. So Arsenal definitely going to win the game. I got them winning 3-0. You can see we're doing a couple overs as well. Give me the over 1.5 in Sevilla versus PSV. I think PSV could go down to Sevilla and actually get the win. I do expect goals. I expect both teams to certainly contribute to it, over 2.5 in that one. Naturally, for our parlay, we don't need to go that high, so we'll just do over 1.5. But look out for PSV today. They could pull off a shocker today down in Sevilla. And then we're going to do just a goal to be scored in Sociedad Salzburg. I think Sociedad, I mean, just remember when we watched that Benfica game, how they were just amazing at home. The grounds was rocking. We caught that one on TikTok, getting 2 first-half goals easily. That's a tough-ass team right there. And then the 2 more we haven't talked about is Bayern over Copenhagen. You do got to tip your cap. Remember that first half, we were on Bayern halftime, full-time, and they were outplayed in that first half at Copenhagen. They turned it around in the second half, and they eventually got the 2-1 win. They're just not going to be sluggish this time go around, being at home. They'll be comfortable. Sure, they're already in the qualification round, but they take it serious. I mean, this is Bayern at home in the Champions League. They're going to roll Copenhagen. And then Real Napoli, that was another one that maybe I struggled. Obviously, I didn't get a bet on that one because I do struggle with that one. You look at the stats, it's kind of close. You do get Osimhen back in the squad. Remember, he missed the last time these two clubs hooked up about a month or so ago. So Napoli's going to come into this one a little bit stronger. But you don't mess around with Real Madrid in the Champions League. You certainly don't mess around with them at home at the Bernabeu. So it'll be a tough game. They only need a draw to go ahead and secure first place in the group, and I think at minimum they're going to go ahead and get that draw. So if you want to ditch the Galatasaray double chance and maybe do a Bayern money line, if you want to go ahead and do an Arsenal money line and Real Madrid double chance, I think that's a very strong 3-legged parlay. I'm unfortunately locked in on what I'm locked in on. Hoping the weather doesn't burn me. We could be sitting here tomorrow and it could be a bad day, and I'm not going to blame it on the weather, but you saw the images. If you've seen the images floating around on social media, throwing the ball up in the air and it basically just coming down and sticking in a pool of water. Not ideal conditions for an over whatsoever, so give yourself a little caution right there. Otherwise, hopefully the weather's cool. Hopefully we can hit this 2-unit banger and have ourselves another good day. Let's go to the comment section again, and then I've got a couple NBA lines I want to go ahead and share with you guys. Morning, Johnny. Morning, man. Let's have another good day. Let's make some more money today, Johnny. Let's go. Morning, Bill. Morning, Bill. Saw your email. Saw you picked out that jersey. If I don't get around to it today, I'll get around to it tomorrow. So should certainly have that jersey within, I don't know, a couple weeks or so. What's up, Taylor? What's up, my man? Tailed both 2-unit plays yesterday. Love to see that, Taylor. Let's go. Let's go, my man. Wish those other plays would have worked out on the card, but we were close, but damn good happy those 2 units came through and was able to overcome the losses and put money in our pocket. Square as F, but Arsenal, Bayern, Inter, Moneyline pays 300. Yeah, I mean, it's okay to be a square. People always knock on squares. Like, I hear you, man. I don't know. I watch a lot of content like you guys do, and people just bag on square bet. It should hit, Tony. Obviously, I'm going to play a little bit safer with Inter on the draw no bet. But I hear you. I mean, they should certainly win the game. I've got the 1-0, 2-0 prediction is what in my head is. I wrote down 2-0. I hear you. That's square, but I like it. But I'm hearing no Vinny. There's definitely no Vinny potentially. There ain't no potentially in that. I mean, unless something dramatic happened. You picked up a hamstring injury, and you don't mess around with muscle injuries. I'll have to go back and look, but no chance Vinny's playing in this game. No chance Vinicius is playing. Like I said, unless something happened, let me see. Unless something changed, he's out. He's got a hamstring. Yeah, he's out. There's no Vinicius in that game. So they're going to need Bellingham to continue stepping up. They're going to need Rodrigo to continue his hot form. That's why I just don't know if they pull out the win. But they're not going to lose. I mean, they're obviously everybody knows their Champions League pedigree, and then you want to add it in at home. That's why the double chance. If you want to maybe throw that in a parlay, I think it's worth it. Last night with the NCAA tournament games were crazy. I just heard some of the rumblings of maybe being a little disrespectful with the point margin. But I mean, that's what the NBA set up the rules. If the rules are gonna be set up that way, you can't blame a team for running up the score. They're just trying to get in, trying to advance, like the Celtics and the Knicks. So they're just playing playing by the rules, as long as you ask me. And I always don't like that either way. Like if a team beats your ass in soccer 6-0, like you're getting paid to stop me. Effing stop me, dog. You know what I mean? Like I don't get that. Run it up. I got no problem with running it up. We're all out here getting paid. Warriors screwed you, or they lost that game by 1. Yeah, I saw that was 125, 124, or something like that. Yeah, and they get Osimhen back. I'm telling you, I don't know if Real's going to quite get the win, but they ain't losing. They ain't losing that game. All right, let's get you guys some NBA lines. Did my homework before the show. If I get my ass kicked by this weather, you're going to see me drop these NBA plays, I'll tell you that. Pistons-Lakers, let's just go right there, right? Pistons-Lakers, we got a good cash on Monday night. You had the Sixers at home. We've talked about the Lakers abysmal and justifying that bet and getting it in. I got the Pistons winning the first quarter 31-28, and I don't think that's a big shocker because we talked about the Lakers' struggles. We talked about the Lakers' struggles on the road. I'm sure some of you guys are going to sit there in the comment section and be like, oh, Lakers coming off the blow-off loss. They're going to be pissed. Again, I don't really buy into those kind of narratives. The only reason I don't want to pull the trigger, and you get the Pistons at plus 2.5 points. And again, I got the Pistons winning 31-28. You can get plus 2.5 points at minus 108 on FanDuel. The only reason I've not pulled that trigger is because of Pistons. And this is one where if you just want to strictly bet the numbers, you're going to blindly bet it. But if you start putting in your bias, which is always hard to separate from our sports betting is we do have feelings, we do have emotions. Pistons suck. I mean, they've been sucking for decades. Like, I don't know, man. But the numbers say Pistons should win, and you're getting 2.5 points at minus 108. Perhaps you could take a chance on the Pistons in the first quarter. What about the Nuggets? They're at home. I've got them winning 29-25, and the line at FanDuel is minus 2.5. On DraftKings, it's minus 3. So if you're interested, obviously you want to get on the FanDuel number at minus 2.5. I've got them winning by 4, and you're getting the benefit of the Rockets playing on the back end of a back-to-back, so that should only help the Nuggets here in the first quarter. I think that's a really good, strong angle, is the Nuggets tonight in the first quarter. And then the last one here is, in terms of discrepancies, obviously I looked them all up, and we're not going to talk about them. I'm just going to talk about the discrepancies and based on the lines. Wizards, I've got them losing. To be fair, I do got the Wizards losing the first quarter 28-29, but you can get 3.5 points over on FanDuel at minus 120. So I got them losing by a point, but you can get 3.5 points over at FanDuel at minus 120. So perhaps that's perhaps that's a play you like. Again, I like these 3 plays. I like the Nuggets the most. Then I like the Pistons. I'm going to rate the Pistons second highest because you can't ignore the Lakers' struggles in the first quarter. And you're getting the Pistons at home, which guys play better at home in the NBA. And then I would rate the Wizards third. If I get my ass kicked in soccer and it's truly due to weather, and I will obviously be watching as a Man United fan, if I just lose it and it's not weather related, then okay, like the bets didn't go my way and shit happens. But if I feel like I get screwed by the weather, I'll probably go in Nuggets Pistons. I'll probably be going in Nuggets minus 2.5, Pistons plus 2.5. That's where I'm at tonight in the NBA, boys. What do we got here? That and each player's 500K bonus to win is an added bonus. See, I don't even know the format. I don't even know. I don't. Are they playing 82 games and the in-season tournament is like extra games, or is the in-season tournament part of the 82? Like, I'm just not an NBA guy. I did hear though that they do get 500K. I've seen talks of like that doesn't matter to these players. Like even the ones that are getting the millions, $500,000 matters. $500,000. Tim, this is weird. Tim. Everybody knows Tim. Tim's the only one alive in the Eliminator. He's done kicked all of your asses in the Eliminator contest. Oh, but he hasn't kicked my ass yet. We go head to head to see who can win $250. I don't know who I'm going to take, Tim. I have looked over the list. Am I fading the Panthers again for a 4th time? I think I said on last week's show I've already tailed them 4 times. It was actually 3. If I take the Bucks, this would be fading the Panthers for the 4th time. There's not some good I can tell you what I'm thinking, Tim. I'll tell you. There's not some good. There's not good matchups. And I know you said you hadn't looked at it. Maybe you don't even want to hear me talk about it. Texans at home against the Broncos. Broncos are on fire though, so I don't know if I want to get in front of that steam train. What's the other one I'm looking at? Oh yeah, Steelers against the Cardinals. But the thing I don't like about that is I actually like the Cardinals offense better. The Steelers offense is awful, but the defense is great. Am I going to do Steelers over the Cardinals? Or am I going to do Bucks over the Panthers? That's about what I have left. I don't really have, I don't have these other good teams left. I don't have the Chiefs available. I don't have the Dolphins. Jesus. What am I going to do? Don't have the Lions available. Don't have the Chargers available. Yeah, tough week in Eliminator. Tough week. Morning to you, Tim. Good luck, man. You know, that's funny you bring up the Iowa. And I'm sure everybody knows it. I came across it yesterday. How is their team total 0.5? Like, it feels like I want to take the over. Like, they're getting some points, right? The over-under in each half is 0.5. Like, they can't at least get in field goal range? I've never seen a team total of 0.5. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. You like the Magic full game? Okay, admittedly, obviously, I didn't look up that angle whatsoever, but your Wizards first quarter sounds logical. They start swinging early to have a chance. Okay, yeah, I mean, again, I've got them losing. To be fair, I do have the Wizards losing in the first quarter, but only by a point, and you're getting 3.5. I like it. But I would still rate Nuggets Pistons higher. You really got to like the Nuggets. They're great at home. They're getting the Rockets on that back end of a back-to-back. I would still rate Nuggets Pistons higher. Wizards definitely comes in third. I mean, I got the Pistons winning the game. I had 2.5. Let's see if that 2.5 is still there. Hold on. Let's do some looking around here real quick. Hey, it's at 2.5 on DraftKings. Oh, the Wizards line is coming down. I just said when I was blabbing over here, 3.5. It's down to 3. So people are agreeing with me and jumping on Wizards. They should. Not only losing by a point based on the numbers, and you're getting 3.5. So you should be jumping on that. So that should come down. And then the Rockets is up to 3 on DraftKings, but let's see if on FanDuel you can still get that 2.5 I mentioned. That one should go. I wouldn't go up any. I definitely wouldn't go up higher like that. That's it. I only got it winning by 4. I don't want to be minus 3.5 and having to have everything go absolutely perfect. Like, I'm not interested in that. But if you want to give me 2.5 and I've got them winning by 4, okay, that's fine. Let's see if you can still get that 2.5 on FanDuel. Yeah, you can still get the 2.5 on FanDuel. So I'm interested in that, but not the 3 on DraftKings. All right, that's where we're at. Looks like Bill's in on the NBA first quarters. I'll probably be there with you if I get screwed with the weather, Bill. You already bet Iowa team total unders. That's crazy. How do they make a championship game? Obviously, their defense is stellar. I mean, I haven't watched an Iowa game, but if you're in a championship game and we've had Corey go to enough games and be sweating unders, that obviously their defense is just rock solid. Rock solid. Tistley, Michigan. Yeah. Obviously, I can't speak about how Nebraska is, but it sounds like Nebraska's no goddamn good, and you're saying they only got 13 against Nebraska. So, yeah, I just 0.5 team total in each half. It just makes me want to take the over. Can't get a point. You just need. You don't even. You just like one little effing play goes your way, and now you're a pick six, a fumble, and now you're in field goal territory. Like, it doesn't need much to get a point. That's just funny. That's just really funny. Iowa believe. Oh, field position. So the Bill Belichick tree. He did that against the Giants this past weekend. He relied on field position against the Giants. I believe in defense and field goals. Well, you'll need one of them in each half to go ahead and cash in over 0.5. It's just a laughable line. It's just really funny, but obviously it's justified, right? You look at the juice. The effing under is actually juiced. The under is juiced. So people are slamming the under. So it's clearly an accurate line. It's just funny. You're on Michigan minus 22. What is the line? Let's get a real line. I think you said it changed, if I recall, from you yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. What's the new line? The new line's 24, and you're in at 22. So gotta love the CLV there. So here's the deal. The team total over-under is at 0.5, as we mentioned, but the full game total's at 35 with the spread of 24. So they think Iowa's going to score some points, because if Michigan wins 24-0 or 25-0, then the under hits. So that leads me to believe Iowa's getting some points if they're gonna have the over-under 11 points higher than the spread. It leads me to believe that that it's going to hit. Under 7.5 team total is minus 260. For them to get a touchdown is plus 110. Yeah, and here it is. Points in the first half, it's minus 120 to the over. Okay, so I guess I said, I guess I was, maybe I looked at that wrong or something. So it's juice to the over in the first half, but juice to the under in the second half. I mean, not severely juiced. It's minus 120 versus minus 110. So, but it is juiced a touch to the under in the second half and over. Wow, 0.5. Interesting stuff. Quite interesting stuff right there. Probably never see lines like, you'll definitely never, maybe you see those lines again. I can't imagine you ever seeing those lines again in a championship game. Like, you figure if a team gets to a championship game, they can score some amount of points. You think Michigan's getting at least 28? So even if you factor in 2 field goals, so 28-6 is 22, and that's a push. And that's a push. I'll be here for that on Monday. You're going to have to tell me about that because I'll have no clue that shit happened, but you'll tell me. Can we get an Iowa punting prop? Let's see if we got it, Tim. I'll pull it up. You always get game, at least in the NFL you do. I don't know about college. Let's see if you get it in college. No. So where it is on the NFL, it's not in the same category. So no, you do not get a punting prop. It looks like on the college kids. Well, I guess I'll look in team props. Yeah. No. Nope. Where did you get the Nuggets first quarter at? FanDuel minus 2.5, minus 110. DraftKings is at minus 3, so you want to get on FanDuel minus 2.5. Minus 2.5 at FanDuel. Grab that Pistons one while you're at it. I don't get it. Probably be on it with you. Probably it feels like this rain is going to screw me. Yeah, as he said, minus 2.5 on FanDuel. So that means, let's see. Actually, are they still giving you 3.5 on the Wizards? Let's see if they're still giving you 3.5 on the Wizards. If so, that would put all 3 best lines on FanDuel. And they're still giving you the 3.5 on FanDuel, where DraftKings has already fallen down to 3. FanDuel will probably join them. I mean, we all know how lines move and books kind of mirror each other over time. Maybe some lag. That's obviously what you take advantage of as a sports bettor. But you can get the best line for all 3 of those at FanDuel. You still get the 3.5 on the Wizards. You still get the 2.5 on the Nuggets and the 2.5 on the Pistons. Best lines right now over on FanDuel. Come back for tomorrow's recap to see if I made those plays. If I do, of course, I'll tweet them, but you can come on back. Thoughts on Ty? You can't give. How can you give a thought on that game with the weather, man? I mean, look at that. I mean, look at those players. That's an under. I thought about, if I wasn't to have a 2-unit play, I thought about hedging. To be quite honest, you get the under 2.5 at minus 1 plus 130, plus 130. That field's an under. That field's an under. Let me actually look. I'm curious what that line's doing. That was at about 9 a.m., I think, what I saw. I bet it's come down. It's plus 125, so it's coming down. People are hitting the under. People are seeing the weather like I'm seeing. It was at plus 130 about an hour ago. Now it's plus 125. I'm not going to hedge a 2-unit play. Maybe I would a 1-unit play, but 2-unit play, nah. Sometimes we get in early, we get on the right side, and maybe this time we're not. You just got to live with it. Put in enough bets over time, it'll balance out. Shit. I really want to hit another 2-unit play. Felt good hitting those 2 yesterday. Really felt good hitting that shock tar. I had, as Tony said, I had over 7 units. I had 7.85 units on it. I had 6.85 units at plus 105, and then I had that 1 unit on the first one I tweeted at minus 103. So that was a multi-$1,000 hit for me. That was big. That was a big hit. All right, boys, that's how we're going to do it. Good luck today, however you decide to bet today's slate of action right there. And we will all right, hold on. Tie seems right. I don't know. I mean, somebody could nick a goal and somebody wins. I mean, you could see the keeper having a howler in that weather, and then somebody wins 1-0 because, you know, the ball does something goofy and the keepers. I mean, we got screwed by that yesterday. And Newcastle was gifted that goal. They didn't earn that goal. That was a terrible goalkeeping mistake by Don. So, I don't know, man. The weather, I just, like, why force it? I think I've got other great plays. I'd rather go, if you want to force the tie, just, like, go throw another unit on Braga money line. You know, team ain't won in 15 games. Like, that's the shit you want to fade. You know what I mean? Or go throw another unit on in or draw no bet. Yeah, at worst, they're gonna match Benfica. Or that Arsenal money line parlay. I like that one. Arsenal should win, and then we should get goals in those other games. So I just say don't force it. Don't force it, man. What's par? What's par in Byron Gal? The DC means double chance, so you're saying Galatasaray will either win or tie. So DC is double chance. Every book calls it double chance. So I'm saying that team will tie or draw. Not sure what the par means in that question, but I think I got you answered. Oh, here we go. We'll let Adrian end the show with a couple Mexican League bets. Didn't work out last time for him, but we're coming back on the bounce back. Let's have it, Adrian, and then we'll wrap this thing up. I'm going to hit the gym so then I can see you guys on TikTok and we can watch this sloppy-ass game together. So you need Bayern to win and Galatasaray just to not lose to cash the -118 parlay. Bayern win and Galatasaray just to not lose. That's painful for me as a United fan, but hey, Newcastle draw no bet a few weeks ago, +150. I ain't scared to fade the boys. I ain't scared. Oh, nice. Keep it rolling, my man. Keep it rolling. So double. So he's got a little height to him. He's a little closer to the basket. I'm assuming rebounds. I guess I could be assists. My head was thought he rebounds. Maybe your boy's got a little height to him. So he's grabbing the boards. Nice. Love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's what I like to hear. Hell yeah. All right, Adrian, you got him or not, brother? Because I'm running to hit the gym so I can watch the soccer game with you guys. Though the varsity game, they got smoked. It'd be like that sometimes. Hey, but your boy wasn't in there. Of course, that's why they got smoked. He plays JV. They got to bring him up. They got to bring him up to the show. Time to elevate your boy to the show. Get him into varsity squad. You know, I actually made my freshman year of high school. I made the freshman basketball team. Quit 2 days later because my best friend at the time didn't make the team. I was like, I only try. I'm generally, growing up was like athletic and everything, but I don't give a shit about basketball. I just wanted to hang out with my friend every day, and he liked basketball. It was obviously a chance to hang out every day and practice. I make the team, he doesn't. I quit 2 days later. Like, nah, no thanks. Good luck, Tony. Good luck, man. Thoughts on Cuban selling the Mavs? A part of it. The article said he was still going to be control. He was still going to be the decision maker, so I don't think it changes much. With the exciting thing, if you live in Dallas, is he's selling it to a dude from Vegas that owns casinos, and he wants to build a new arena and build like a little casino entertainment around that arena. So exciting news for Dallas fans. Now, obviously, Texas doesn't have legalized gambling, which Cuban has been trying to lobby for the past few seasons. And obviously, if this guy buys into the Mavs, he would, assist with the lobbying efforts to make it legal. But yeah, Cuban would still be the guy, according to the article I read. So no big deal. No big deal. Just another millionaire just moving some money around. Watch what match has the sloppy field conditions. What's up, Seth? United. There's the field right there. United Galatasaray. It's in Istanbul. That's an under, man. That's an under. That's the match we're talking about. Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, he plays on both teams. Shit, so he was part of that loss. Damn it. Sorry, man. All right, sounds like Adrian's going to give us the Mexican leagues on TikTok Live. All right, boys, and that's it for today. Go enjoy your Wednesday. Appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys in the comment section always make this shit more meaningful, and I just look forward to jumping in here with you guys and talking sports, so appreciate that. Come on back for tomorrow. We'll recap today's action in the Champions League, see how we're betting the Europa League and Europa Conference League, and then, I don't know. Usually a small night in the NBA, right? It's usually that TNT, just 2-game. Oh, what's the NFL game? I get so deep in the Champions League. What's the NFL game? No, Cowboys Seahawks. Cowboys should win. What's the spread? I would think the Cowboys win by double digits. What's the spread? Cowboys probably win by double digits. Spread's at -9. Yeah, that's bang on. I'd probably take a chance on Cowboys -9. Betting the under. Betting the goddamn primetime under. We'll end it right there. I'm on the primetime under. Good luck, fellas. We'll see you tomorrow.